let's get over here to Randy Ketchings, better known as RC.
Yeah.
How you doing, Randy?
Pretty good.
Now, Randy and I, our history starts like in 1988. Actually, it was 87 with a group called Porter Call.
Right, yeah.
You know, and the amazing thing about it was, I think everybody knows that as a music historian, I have always kept all of the recordings of complete record of everything that I've ever done, either on tape or on disc, or photos, newspaper articles, or something. And all of the sessions that Randy and I did with this group Porter Call, I managed to keep the whole thing. And Randy and I hadn't seen each other for at least 25 years. And we finally hooked back up through Thomas Postel, and Randy's with us now. Randy, tell us a little bit about what you've been doing in the interim. How did you get started in this business?
Well, let's see. As I was in junior high school, I started playing. I actually started playing when I was like 14 years old. I didn't even have a guitar. Which sounds strange. You know, you start playing, you don't have a guitar. But what it was, I had a friend who played guitar in their band. And during the time, I used to go over their house and pick up the guitar and strum a little bit. He showed me a few little chords and stuff like that. Okay. Then I always wanted a guitar. My parents wouldn't buy me no guitar.
Why wouldn't they buy you a guitar?
They said, first you got to take lessons first. I said, but I already know how to play.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I remember around Christmas time, they took me to Sears. You know, it used to be the one right there on Grand River in Oakland. Yeah. Down in the basement, they used to sell the instruments. They used to have the toys and stuff like that. And my eyes always fixed on this one guitar. It was a cherry red silver tone guitar with three pickups.
Silver tone. Yeah, that was my first amp too.
Yeah. And I picked it up, and the first tune I played was High Heel Sneakers. I played the whole song, the melody, lead, rhythm, all in one time. You know, and people just like gather around and stuff, you know, and you know, like, you know,
who me?
Yeah, you know, and so my parents still wouldn't buy me a guitar, you know.
Even after seeing the proof, they still wouldn't buy
right. They wouldn't buy me that because what it was, they were figuring, like most parents figured, you know, when kids are young, they say they want to do things, and then shortly after the investment, boom,
change their mind.
Yeah, I want to play another instrument, or I want to be a fireman, or I want to chop down trees, whatever. you know. So
I thought you played with a pick. I thought you played with a pick.
I started out actually playing with a pick. In fact, I started out playing with a thumb pick and the fingertip pick. You know, the steel guitar. Yeah. And so I had an unusual style of playing anyway, which was a lot different than anybody in the city or anybody I know actually. It just, well, I play this here. When I learned to play, like I said, my friend taught me a few little chords, and I actually taught myself how to play. The only way I could have gotten a guitar, I had to take my lessons. That's why I even actually got into the music part of it. I just want to play. Okay. My first guitar teacher was Jenkins, and
Bobo Jenkins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Northwestern Studio Music. Yeah. Right there on West Grand Boulevard.
West Grand Boulevard. Yeah.
And they introduced me to him, you know, and said, okay, you took your lessons, okay. I took lessons for 3 weeks. I said, this is enough of this. You know. And straight out, I said,
he was slow, boy. I'm telling you, he was. Oh my God!
But he taught me everything. He said that. Okay, he taught me the different fundamentals. He said the first thing you got to do.
What year was that, Randy?
Whoa. Let's see. It had to be maybe 60, maybe 63, maybe.
That's about right, because I remember in '65 he had a studio over on Joy Road, right off Grand River. Dirt floors, you know, like Fortune Records was in the beginning. Yeah, he had a little studio. That's the first time I had ever seen a 4-track recorder. And it was sitting there in the dirt. He was recording.
He said, he told me, he said, let me see your fingertips, you know. So I put my fingertips out like this here, you know. And he rubbed the tips of them.
Yeah.
He said,
I got him.
And I showed him a tune, you know, I showed him a tune I could play, and I showed him a bunch of new tunes I learned to play, you know. He said, "You're a natural. You perfectly natural, you know, you got your own individual style, you can play anything that comes out. I can hear you." He said, "But you got to do one thing." He said, "You got to practice." So he said, rub his fingertips. Man.
Concrete.
I'm telling you, I thought the man was a karate major, you know. And the fingertips is like, you know, like everybody, the common person fingertips are round at the tip. His is flat.
Wow.
Yeah.
It was flat and calloused.
Yeah.
And so he made me practice. And my first guitar, once I started taking the lesson, my first guitar was a Garcia, hollow body folk Garcia. Big old bulky thing. I still want an electric guitar. You know, it was easier to play, but I had to play on that folk guitar, and I practiced the thing. I had to practice. I would practice so much that the blood come out the tip of my fingers.
Yeah, I did at first too. Same thing.
And a lot of time I forget, and you know, once you get to the calluses, you forget. You go to scratch your face. I scarred my face.
Oh man,
that's how rough it was, you know. But I had very strong hands, you know. Then after that, shortly after that, I finally got my silver tone guitar like I always wanted. I wanted to play like everybody. I wanted to play rock and roll and top 40s, whatever, you know. By the time I got into high school, I got in high school, and people had already heard about me. I didn't know anybody knew me. You know, they had heard about me. Okay, we had a what they call it, I can't think what it is. It's like you bring like a demonstration thing you do in school, you know. I brought the guitar. Okay. I showed all the different functions and how many different motions of.
I know you got an A.
Well, I did, yeah, you know.
Like a project.
Yeah, you know. And so once I done that, there was other musicians in the school because that had met the Bradley brothers.
Okay.
Fulton Bradley, who used to play for the Miracles.
Yeah.
And Alvin Bradley was his brother who played bass and played tuba, you know. And so what I ended up doing, they got me to their school talent show. And it was just me and one of the Bradley brothers and a drummer. And most of my gigs I ever done, I really didn't have no keyboard players and anything like that because I didn't have the patience with them. But that's why I play like I do play, you know. But after that, let's see how it goes. After I did that first talent show, it was some guy from Stack Records who had a production going on. He had a bunch of clubs he had his artists playing in. They had me playing behind them. And
you remember the guy's name?
This is the only thing. I remember the guitar player. The other guitar player who was showing his lick because he had to leave town, go back and do something else with somebody else.
Steve Crawford?
No, they said it was Dilly.
Okay.
And that's all I remember about him, you know. And then shortly after that, I ended up joining the Northwestern High School Stage Band, High School Orchestra, High School Marching Band. Yeah. I was in James Taylor Jazz Group. I was in McKinsey High School. McKinsey High School bands and stuff. Then after that, once I got out of high school and stuff, I really went into playing in the streets and stuff like that, you know, playing in the top 40s. My school was disappointing me because I got all these awards and music and stuff like that, letters and things, you know, for the bands and stuff. And they would send me these opportunities to go to these special programs for the summer school to play in the orchestras. Because I played upright bass, and I played the tuba. Oh, I didn't like the tuba. That was short-lived there, you know. Yeah. But and as far as the marching band, they had me playing the drums and stuff like that, you know. But they send me these letters every summer. And I wouldn't go.
I played the cello in the 60s. Wow. Yeah,
I wouldn't even go. But like, then after that, I have my first group. My first personal group was basically me and my brothers, and basically what we did. In fact, when I got during the time prior to me going to high school, when I got my silver tone guitar, I had my brothers together. I said, "You gonna play keyboards, you gonna play drums." and that's how it went. And we came like that. So
were you
like,
the oldest brother?
Yeah, I was the oldest. And like, okay, but our rival competitors were like Sylvester Rippers.
Oh yeah,
dang, what's my man's name? Play guitar. Ray Parker. Yeah, Ray Parker Jr. Ollie Brown was playing drums because they was in the same group.
Oh, you met a Ray Parker.
Oh, we used to bust them out on gigs, you know. And we would tear their behinds up, you know. But you know, we was young, you know. We were cocky, you know. I always have been cocky myself, but you know, I'm more mellow now, though.
Yeah.
You know, because you know, it's like when you say I can't play, you got to show me. Then you know, that's just how cocky I was, you know. And like I said, you know, it's just like we played. I mean, we let's see, about 60. No, I don't take that back. Around about 70. Okay, with my group. Okay, we played behind Dramatics or anybody, you know. We did shows behind Cody. In fact,
Cody Black.
Yeah, Cody Black. In fact, we had a 35 artist show.
Wow.
You know I didn't get paid. Right?
That's a review.
It was a review. It was a review. And we had, it was just me and my brothers and a friend of the family. His name was Greg Mathis. He played trumpet. And we had his cousin.
Has he got a show on TV as a judge now?
Well, you know, I believe there's some kinky. They do have some features, you know. but the last group that Greg Mathis was playing with that I know was the Detroit. I don't say the Emeralds, but the Floaters.
Okay. Well, you know, they came out of the Emeralds.
Yeah.
After Abe died, and his brother and his cousin formed the Floaters.
So I left, me and my brothers, well, the freakiness of this was the fact that I had a cousin who actually worked at Highland Park at the Holiday Inn during the time. And there was this guy named Richard Dallimore who came here looking for a band to take back to the Bahamas. Richard Dallimore.
Okay.
They called him the Black Frank Sinatra of the Bahamas.
Okay.
And they came here, you know, looking for a band. And he was frustrated with the whole thing with the band because I guess they were trying to force certain people down his throat. You know, he didn't particularly care for it. And so he kind of liked my cousin, you know. So she said, well, you know, I got some cousin to play, so naturally he's going to tell her yeah because he got other plans, you know. So we goes down there to the Holiday Inn. We did audition and stuff. He's like, "You your cousin?" Like, yeah. So we went left him with the Bahamas. Okay, I became a citizen there, and I stayed there for about a year. And me and the group and all stayed there for a whole year. They offered us a recording contracts. They offered us a place to stay. They would provide us with uniforms. They said they would give us 75% of the recording, and I didn't believe it though. But my whole thing was at the time where we was young, so we were just basically just plainly too young, because we didn't have no stableness about ourselves. You know, it was like okay. Then all of a sudden everybody wanted to come home, but you already became a citizen. You didn't have to pay no taxes. You know, you got $1,500 a day.
You still have your citizenship?
I don't know. I haven't even tried to find out. If I find out I do, well, I'll probably gone. But like the other thing is the fact that I you know, when we came back, in fact, actually prior to me even going to the Bahamas and everything, I had matched up with J.J. Barnes and Marv Johnson and Carl Carlton and somebody else. I kind of became a regular playing behind those guys.
Well, how did you get with Pastel?
You know, I've been knowing Pastel for years, like through the school thing. It probably was through the Bradley brothers, probably. You know, that's back like during the high school era. Because back during the high school era, I was playing groups like The Last Days. I played sometimes with the Chapter 8 and stuff like that, you know. Everybody knew each other, you know. I was like, I call it second running on the guitar for the local, I call it Chitlin Circuit, you know. And Preacher was the first guitar.
Okay.
You know, so all the gigs he didn't want to do,